We are going to look at simultaneous linear and quadratic equation. So the question that we have is find the true set of the simultaneous equation. Now for the linear we have x plus y is equals to 5, and then that of the quadratic, that one we have x squared plus y squared is equals to 13 as our equation 2. So we are going to combine both method of substitution and then method of elimination to handle this question. So first, let's focus on equation 1, where we have x plus y is equals to 5. Now, I'm going to make x the subject, meaning I have to make x to stand alone. Now my x will be equals to 5. Inverse of positive y will be negative y. Now, back to equation 2. My x, where I have x squared plus y squared is equals to 13. Now, my x now is equals to 5 minus y. It means that wherever I see x, I can substitute 5 minus y there to solve. So, in this case, now we have to substitute x is equals to 5 minus y into equation 2. So put x is equals to 5 minus y into equation 2. So don't forget here is x squared. So I'll introduce my bracket. Now my x is 5 minus y. So I'll write my 5 minus y. What do I see here? Square. So my square will be here. Power 2 will be there. Plus I have here as y squared, which is equals to 13. Nice one. Now here, power 2 simple means whatever is inside the bracket is repeating itself 2 times. It's repeating itself 2 times. So for example, if I have, let's say, m squared, it simple means that m is multiplying itself 2 times. So here, whatever inside the bracket is repeating itself. So those of us who want to go by this approach, it will be like this. 5 minus y all squared. It simple means that 5 minus y will be multiplying 5 minus y. When you multiply whatever that you are going to get, you substitute it here and you are there to go. Now let's move to another way that we can solve, where we will use the power 2 to square the 5. So it's going to be 5 into bracket all square. Now the next one, plus. We are going moving to the third as well, where I multiply this power 2 by the 5 and then by the negative 3. So my power 2 multiplying the 5 and then again multiplying the negative y2 as one term. Then the last term where the square, I will square the negative y. So into bracket negative y all squared plus, where I have plus y squared, which is already there, is equals to 13. So let's keep on moving. 5 squared will give me 25. 2 times 5, 10. Times negative y will give me negative 10y. Negative y squared will give me positive y squared plus y squared is equals to 13. Now let's add and then group like terms and move on. So here, rearrange it nicely. So I have 25 minus 10y. Here coefficient is 1, coefficient is 1. So it's going to 1 plus 1, which is 2y squared is equals to 13. Now let's try to group like them, where I have 2y squared minus 10y. Here, positive, inverse of 2 will be negative. So when it's going to be 25 minus 13, and I'll be getting 12, which is equals to 0. So this is now my quadratic equation. And thank God we have looked at how to solve quadratic equation with about 3 different methods. So I think this one too is easier. Those of you who cannot solve simplified quadratic equation can look for that video, which is on my page, and then learn how to go about that one. Now here, quick, we have to multiply. We are simplifying the quadratic equation. So I will multiply the coefficient of the y square, which is 2, by the constant 12, and I will be getting 24. So after getting 24, I look for factors of 24. When I multiply, I'll be getting 24, but when I add, I'll be getting negative 10. And of course, it's going to be negative for positive 6, negative for negative 6. I have done video on that one, so I'll not waste my time on that. You can look for that video and learn on how to do that. So here I have my 2y squared minus 4y minus 6y plus 12 is equals to 0. Now look at this. Negative 4y, negative 6y. When we add, we are getting back negative 10. Y. Multiply the negative 4 by negative 6, you get the 24 we spoke about. So very simple. Now let's try to group them and then factorize. So here, this and that one group, this and that one group. So let's go, keep moving. What is common here? I can see 2 is common, and then y is also common. So when I factorize 2y, here will be y. So that when I multiply, I'll get back 2y squared minus, factorize this, left with 2. Now let's look at this one. Here, to make it so simple, let the negative 6 out. Now when negative 6 is out, the first term is negative 6y. So what must be here? So that when I multiply, I'll get negative 6y. And of course, let's make it positive y. When I multiply, I'll get it. Now here is positive 12. What must be there? When I multiply, I'll get positive 12. Then my negative 2, of course. So that when I multiply, I'll get positive. Because negative multiplied by negative will give me positive. So with this, let's go. I have 2y minus 6 in one bracket. Since they are common, any one will work. Y minus 2 is equals to 0. Now let's try to solve 2y minus 6 is equals to 0. So let's look at something here. My 2y will be equals to, inverse will be positive 6. With this, what do? I have to divide both sides by 2. When I do, my y will be equals to 3 for this side. Now let's look at this one. Y minus 2 is equals to 0. So my y will be 2. So basically, I'm getting y is equals to 3. The same y is also equals to 2. Now let's go back to the equation and do the substitution so that we get the values for x as well. So since this is quadratic, you're supposed to get 2 values for each of the variable. So first we say that when my y is 3, my y is 3. Now let's look at what is going to happen. Back to equation 1. Back to equation 1 where I have my x plus y is equals to 5. That is my equation 1. So when I substitute my y is equals to 3, then it means that my x will be equals to 2. Because it's going to be x is equal to 5 minus 3, which is 2. So that is that. Then the next one, when my y is equals to 2, then my x will be equals to 5 minus 2. So my x will be 3. My x will be 3. So that is that. Now let's look at the final conclusion. So we conclude by saying that the true set of the solution is into bracket x, y. It said that x, y is said that when my x is equals to 2, then the y will be equals to 3. Or when x is equals to 3, my y will be equals to 2 as my solution set. I think this one is getting interesting. It's very simple. The only challenge that you may encounter is where we are to simplify the quadratic expression, and I have videos on that using 3 different methods. So it's just a matter of looking at that. Just go and watch that video and it will be so easier for you. Thank you for your time being with me. Bye for now.